Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, in the Philippines, we join a parade to boost morale of typhoon survivors and check on the cleanup efforts in Tacloban City. In Indonesia, Tzu Chi's bamboo coin banks come home filled with plenty of love from local residents. And we go to Australia to meet many of Brisbane's team members who are safeguarding the health of the poor and sick. We start the show in the Philippines. It has been 3 weeks since Typhoon Haiyan made landfall, and currently residents are still staying in temporary shelters. Tzu Chi volunteers continue to visit survivors, bringing hot meals and survey what they might need next. Meanwhile, Philippine Tzu Chi volunteers quickly launched a Cash for Work program in Tacloban, and the number of residents that have signed up have increased from 500 to more than 10,000 people per day. To thank volunteers for their dedication, the local government hosted a parade for both volunteers and disaster survivors. First, let's take a look at how local residents are benefiting from the Cash for Work program.
This is the scene at the plaza in Tacloban City, Philippines. Today, Tzu Chi volunteers are launching a Cash for Work program in the area. At first, many didn't believe that they would receive 500 peso per day for simply cleaning up their homes. Thankfully, through word of mouth and the local media, more than 2,000 people decided to give the program a shot.
We have one representative for each area. One of them told us that there are about 760 people in this area that want to join the Cash for Work program.
Facing the devastation caused by Typhoon Haiyan, to help local residents get back on their feet, Tzu Chi volunteers quickly launched a Cash for Work program in Tacloban City. Quickly, the number of participants increased by 500 to 16,000.
There are a lot of people to earn, especially to progress their barangays. Of course, they are all happy to hear that we have on Cash for Work in different barangays here in Leyte.
Has very low income. So this help you have given to us, this Cash for Work, you paid us by cleaning our own dirt.
In the aftermath of Typhoon Kusana in 2009, the Tzu Chi Philippines chapter established a Cash for Work program in Marikina City. Back then, 25 local residents in Marikina City joined the program, and today they are here in Tacloban City to help as volunteers. Meanwhile, more than 10,000 disaster survivors and Tzu Chi volunteers joined a parade held by the Tacloban City government. Despite being unfamiliar with the Tzu Chi Foundation, after joining the Cash for Work program, many local residents have gained a better understanding of the Buddhist NGO. Among the residents that participated in the program is this woman who says the money received by joining the program will help her return her life to normal.
Buying the things in the house because my house is broken all. No more. So I spend the money to buy things.
Buy material,
Buy for the materials, for foods every day.
Thanks to the Cash for Work program, life in Tacloban City is slowly beginning to return to normal, and many street vendors have resumed business.
At this time of disaster where many died and most of the people, like 40,000, lost their homes. So thank you very much for really helping the people of Tacloban.
As Tacloban City is close to the ocean, many local residents are temporarily working odd jobs around the docks. However, without a safe place to call home, many survivors are still living in tents or community centers.
We are working along the streets to help local residents face their situation and to help them regain the strength to move on.
Through the parade, local government officials and Tzu Chi volunteers hope to encourage disaster survivors to put their past behind and move onwards towards a brighter future.
In the aftermath of Typhoon Haiyan, many families in the Philippines have become climate refugees, which means they are forced to leave their homes and resettle elsewhere. To date, more than 4,000 families have successfully relocated to Manila with the help of the Army and the local NGOs.
Here at the Villamore Air Base south of Manila, relief items are stacked inside tents ready to be distributed to disaster survivors northbound. In the aftermath of Haiyan, local NGOs have mobilized and are taking shifts to help local residents relocate to Manila or other provinces.
The recent decade, we've seen more violent storms, more frequent typhoons, and in areas where we never saw it happening, we are at the receiving end of the impacts of climate change.
A C-130 military aircraft transports 104 lucky survivors to the airport. Even the heavy downpour does not wash away the enthusiasm of volunteers and relatives helping out.
We don't know how many flights, but in a day, sometimes there are 4 or 5 C-130 and then 8 buses in a day.
Assigned to the care of Greenpeace is this family of 8 from Giwan. The 3 sisters, their 2 cousins, along with their 77-year-old grandfather, are traveling to their aunt in Manila.
After the typhoon, we built a little tent there in order for us to have something to rest. I know the life here in Manila is not really very easy. We have to work, we have to earn something for living.
The eldest sister is due to give birth next month, and the youngest sister is only 11. A snapshot of what UNICEF estimates to be 3.4 million refugees displaced by disasters.
We went to wait in line since early morning to get registered on a flight. We begged the police officers to allow us to go with them.
After 3 hours, the family finally arrives at their aunt's home before dark. Relatives and volunteers work together to carry the aid supplies inside. And at last, the family's wandering hearts can settle in the safety of their new home.
I am very happy because they're all safe now.
Still in trauma.
A warm hug, a symbol of the Filipino unity, as everyone helps each other on the path to recovery.
Some 30 countries around the globe have mobilized to fundraise for typhoon survivors in the Philippines, including Tzu Chi volunteers in Canada, Argentina, and the Philippines themselves. Let's take a look.
Here at a bustling traditional market in the Philippines, Tzu Chi volunteers are calling on members of the public to help those affected by Typhoon Haiyan. I feel the suffering of the disaster victims because I'm from Leyte Province too.
Tzu Chi is helping our fellow residents. It is wonderful of them to do so.
Some respond to the fundraising campaign with compassion, while others keep to themselves. Some won't even donate $1, and we will tell them what the Master taught us. We who live in peace have to help those in need, and that will inspire them to give. Tzu Chi volunteers believe that everyone has a heart of gold.
I hope all the typhoon survivors will be able to rebuild their homes. There are many supporting them.
The love of Tzu Chi volunteers and kind-hearted donors will give typhoon survivors the strength to face the long recovery path. Also canvassing for donations are Tzu Chi volunteers on the other side of the world in Argentina, who despite the heated temperature, bow sincerely to every donation received. In Chinatown, upon learning that Tzu Chi is fundraising to help the Philippines, Tzu Chi members all give what they can. Despite coming from different ethnicities, local residents young and old do not shy away from giving a little of their love. Besides taking to the streets, Tzu Chi volunteers also visit a local school and, with the approval of the principal, raise funds from students and teachers, with some parents even inquiring about donating second-hand clothing. Meanwhile, in Toronto of Canada, Tzu Chi volunteers are braving the cold to canvass for donations in front of a supermarket. Someone came to say thank you for what we are doing, so I felt really moved. Regardless of the temperature, Tzu Chi volunteers are determined to go through with their fundraising campaign, as the Canadian government will donate $1 for every $1 of donation received from the general public.
I would donate to help the typhoon survivors in the Philippines because the Canadian government would donate $1 for every dollar of donation received.
However, as the government's fundraising campaign ends on December 9th, volunteers young and old are all seizing the opportunity to raise funds.
I hope the children in the Philippines will be able to go back to their studies soon.
And members of the public all offer their sincerest blessings to the typhoon survivors.
I just feel really bad about what happened, and I wouldn't want to be in their place. So
people in Philippines, we are really sorry what's happened. Right, we will do anything.
I love Philippines, and I love all of you. So just be strong.
We hope their lives will return to normal soon.
You all have a compassionate heart. This is the money you donated, so I will pass it on to the donation box.
Here at the Vancouver Tzu Chi Academy, teachers are inspiring their students to help the less fortunate.
If they have no food to eat or homes to live in, we should help them.
We are really fortunate, so if we can help those in need, we should do our best.
They might have lost their families, which is really sad. I want to let them know that there are many of us here supporting them.
This worldwide outpour of love is sure to give these typhoon survivors the strength, courage, and means to go on.
To give Indonesians more reason to do good deeds, a local business organized 3 events in which holders of Tzu Chi's bamboo banks brought them to their nearest shopping mall to donate. The event was a chance for residents to experience the joys of giving back.
A young girl gets up on stage to donate the contents of her bamboo coin bank. The sight and sound of so much money being donated quickly attract the attention of several nearby shoppers.
If we go to a Buddhist temple, we may do good deeds once a week. However, with bamboo coin banks, we can practice good deeds every day, and it will be easy to remember to save money to donate.
Today's event was organized by a local business as a way to spread the knowledge of these tools for good to more people.
Tzu Chi encourages many to do good deeds. Personally, I feel I could be doing more in this area, so I want to join Tzu Chi to do more good deeds.
In order to make it even easier for people to adopt a bamboo bank, the local business also donated 8,000 bamboo coin banks to be handed out during the 3 events.
We felt that just raising donations in our company was not enough, so after looking at how other countries went about undertaking charitable deeds, we decided the bamboo coin bank, to which you can donate to every day, was a great choice, as they make it easy to donate and a little soon becomes a lot.
The bamboo coin banks have made me treasure the small things in life. I have noticed that changes in people come from feelings of gratitude, respect, and love, and from introducing such feelings into your everyday life. Of course, it is best to start from today.
1 drop of water or 1 coin may not seem like a lot, but together they become an ocean of love capable of reaching the farthest shores.
In Australia, free clinics for refugees have been going on for 10 years, and TIMA members have also expanded from 4 to now over 200. The start of it all was a report by Lu Yixin, a then dental student, on TIMA's work in remote areas. Lu now returns to her alma mater to share her experiences in hopes of inspiring more people to join their cause. Speaking her native tongue, dentist Bao Tran Nguyen tends to a Vietnamese immigrant in Australia. Herself a former refugee, Nguyen went on to graduate from Queensland University's School of Dentistry.
She'll drop out of uni to work, labor jobs. I had like 2 or 3 jobs on at the one time. So I think for my parents, it's accepting that they're not in the same position they were back home, that they've left behind, I guess, wealth.
Back in Vietnam, Nguyen's father was an engineer and her mother a teacher. But when the family arrived in Australia, only menial labor jobs were available. With the help of school loans, Nguyen worked hard to get to where she is today, and in 2004 also joined TIMA.
20 years ago, I was a refugee arriving here in Australia as well, and I know how scary it is to come to a new country, to not speak the language, have no idea about the culture, and back then there was no...
At a university lecture on work ethics, Nguyen and others share their experiences during TIMA's free clinics.
Australia is a beautiful, beautiful country.
Beaches and sun is the picture of Australia everyone is familiar with. However, the next image, no one recognized as being the same country.
I think the most interesting would be it, to know that you don't have to be involved in it first, like extensively, I suppose, and to be able to go out and like in Tara that you mentioned, I thought that was very interesting because I've never even heard of the place, and to have that picture up, I didn't even think that it was in Australia kind of thing.
Really like the part where Alice mentioned that they went out to Tara, was it? And it not only helped the community there in terms of oral health, but making the whole community really bond together and come together to just talk or to share food, and that was really nice.
Acting as a beacon to recruit new TIMA doctors, Liu Yixin and others return yearly to their alma mater, hoping to inspire more soon-to-be doctors to join them.
When I was a student, participating in the free clinics was a very happy time for me. It helped me learn how to heal patients as a whole and not just their sickness. It was this type of giving that made me study harder when I returned to school, as I knew all that I was learning in university would be put to good use.
Coming back to my alma mater to inspire students to join us in the free clinics is very important. No matter if it's in our everyday life or during the clinics, we should use a compassion and a caring heart to treat our patients as if they are our own family members.
Back then, Professor Suzette Porter was the link that brought TIMA into the lives of Australia's refugees. Porter saw Liu Yixin's report on the dental services provided for those in remote areas and realized the need for similar services at settlement centers as well.
All the planning had been done. This was just to tell people what they could do, where they could go, and just warn them about some of the privacy and so forth that everybody knew, but nonetheless had to be registered.
One report sparked 10 years of love for countless refugees. And every year now new graduates join TIMA, learning the ropes from experienced doctors as how to best treat patients with the care they deserve. In Durban, South Africa, local Tzu Chi volunteers traveled to Pietermaritzburg and Howick to visit their care recipients. Volunteers not only sang for their care recipients, but also presented everyone with a blessing and wisdom red envelope from Master Zhen Yan.
In South Africa, local Tzu Chi volunteers in Durban sing happily on their way to every home visit. Besides singing for this care recipient, volunteers also present him with a blessing and wisdom red envelope and the loving care of Tzu Chi volunteers from around the globe. As many care recipients have difficulty in their movements or are bedridden, the arrival of these blue and white uniformed volunteers put a smile on each face. As the day of the home visitation also happens to be the day Tzu Chi are to provide food for underprivileged children, local volunteers prepare delicious meals at home beforehand. And following the home visits, local volunteers gather to share their experiences with one another.
One of China's main commercial banks, CITIC Bank, recently partnered with Tzu Chi to launch a new Tzu Chi Great Love card. With this card, points are accumulated each time the cardholder makes a purchase, a deposit, or even an investment. The bank will then convert these points into cash, which will in turn be donated to Tzu Chi.
At a public signing, the Tzu Chi Foundation and China's CITIC Bank officially launched the Tzu Chi Great Love Card, the first of its kind in China. Shenzhen is a city of love. Love is accumulated through everyone's charitable acts. Love and gratitude has brought us together to relay our love and do more good deeds. We have decided to call this the Tzu Chi Great Love Card.
这样呢，我想开个户哦，是中信的慈济积分捐赠计划。只要您开个户呢，就可以不会分文造福他人。
Whether you are making a purchase, placing a deposit, or making an investment, a point will be awarded for every dollar of your transaction. 1,000 points will earn you $1 cash. The bank will then tally the accumulated points and calculate the cash value according to a fixed ratio, and then donate the money to Tzu Chi in the account holder's name. All our love is accumulated in Tzu Chi's pool of love, which can then spread to and reach the furthest corners. Known as a high-tech hub and financial center, Shenzhen is also recognized for its banking sector. Statistics show that the distribution of bank cards in China has reached 3.8 billion, with Shenzhen accounting for some 100 million of the total. On average, every person here possesses about 10 bank cards. Hence, the introduction of the Tzu Chi Great Love Card seems to be promising turn of events.
In Malaysia, the Malacca Da'ai Educare Center held its 12th graduation ceremony, where 41 students are moving on to the next stage of their lives. At the ceremony, the graduates put on a sign language performance, A Vow to Action.
In this sign language performance of Vow to Action, students of the Malacca Da'ai Educare Center demonstrate their hard work after 5 months of practice. During their many rehearsals, the students tested deeply venerable Jianzhen's resolution and determination.
Work hard, never give up.
Before, I was lazy in practicing piano because it was difficult, but the spirit of Venerable Jianzhen is remarkable and inspired me to learn by his example.
In the rehearsal prior to the performance, every student was focusing on their role. Their performance was powerful and spectacular. At that moment, I felt my efforts over the past 5 months were worthwhile.
As these children are ready to move on to the next phase of their lives, Tzu Chi's humanistic teachings make a wonderful parting gift.
Tzu Chi's humanistic education has changed the personality and attitude of my daughter for the better. Now, if we ask her for help, she's willing to help with household chores.
Receiving a cup of tea from their kids, parents see firsthand the change and growth of their sons and daughters.
At the end of the show, we join the third team of Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan as they arrive in the Philippines to continue Tzu Chi's relief efforts. Since many survivors in the disaster area are still in need of medical assistance, numerous team members belong to TEMA. We will leave you with these images. See you next week.